Think for a moment about what truly makes a person special in your eyes. Is it their smile, their laugh, or the way they make you feel when they are standing right in front of you? While those things matter, the real measure of how much someone has rooted themselves in your heart is actually found in their absence. You realize someone is truly important when their departure leaves a void that makes happiness feel like a chore. It is a heavy realization to wake up and feel that your joy has moved out of your house and into someone else's life. But today, we are going to flip that script. We are going to explore the psychological mechanics of why people leave, why they stay away, and most importantly, the counterintuitive shift that makes them want to return. This isn't about games, it's about understanding the human ego and the perception of replaceability. We often act on instinct when we are hurt, but our instincts usually drive people further away. If you want to change the dynamic, you have to understand that your ex-partner's ego is the gatekeeper to their heart. When a relationship ends, especially if they were the one to walk away, there is a hidden psychological contract at play. Their ego needs to believe that you are sitting in a dark room, mourning the loss of their presence. It sounds harsh, doesn't it? We like to think the people we loved are kinder than that, but this isn't about malice. It is about the human need to feel singular and irreplaceable. If they see you happy, thriving, and genuinely moving forward, it feels like an affront to their ego. Why? Because your happiness without them is a direct signal that they are replaceable. To the ego, being replaceable is a fate worse than death. As long as they know that you are unhappy in their absence, they feel a sense of security. They feel like a king or queen who has left their throne but knows the kingdom is still weeping for them. This security actually kills attraction. Attraction thrives on mystery and the fear of loss. When you provide them with the absolute certainty that you are still waiting in the harbor, you remove the only motivation they have to look back. I see this all the time in my coaching sessions. People think that by showing a safe harbor of loyalty and unwavering devotion, they are proving their worth. You tell yourself that if they just see how much you care, they will realize what they lost. But in the world of attraction, safety is often the enemy of desire. If they feel 100% sure you are there, they have no reason to rush back. They can go out, explore other options, and date other people, knowing you are their backup plan. You have to break that safety. You have to neutralize their ego by showing them that your world did not stop spinning when they stepped off the ride. This is where we get into the concept of non-replaceability. You aren't non-replaceable because you are the prettiest or the smartest. You are non-replaceable because you are the only one who can't be easily handled. When you withdraw your emotional energy and invest it back into yourself, you create a vacuum. Their ego begins to panic. They start asking, wait, why aren't they calling? Why do they look so good in those photos? Did I actually matter as much as I thought I did? Let me share a story about a client I worked with recently named Sarah. Sarah was a high-level executive, incredibly smart, but she was absolutely devastated after a breakup. She spent weeks sending check-in texts and trying to prove she had changed. The more she chased, the colder he became. She told me she didn't have time for long retreats or complex healing rituals because her life was too busy. We focused on what I call the micro-shift strategy. Instead of trying to convince him she was happy, she started focusing on small internal victories. She stopped checking his social media, not to win a game, but to protect her own peace. She started a morning routine of high-intensity movement and nightly mental programming. About 3 weeks into this, she posted a photo of herself at a gallery opening, looking genuinely radiant. She wasn't doing it for him. She was actually having a good time. That night, for the first time in 2 months, he reached out with a long, rambling text about how he'd been thinking of her. The moment his ego realized she was no longer mourning him, he felt the weight of his own replaceability. So, how do you actually do this when your heart feels like it's in a blender? It starts with your daily rituals. You cannot fake a vibrational shift. You have to earn it. The most critical times for your brain are the 15 minutes before you fall asleep, and the first 15 minutes after you wake up. Before you sleep, stop scrolling through old photos. Instead, use that time to program your mind with affirmations of self-sufficiency. Tell yourself, I am returning to my center. My happiness is my own responsibility. This sends a command to your subconscious to process your value during the night. When you wake up, the morning anxiety often hits hard because your brain remembers the loss. Combat this immediately with gratitude. Don't think about the big things. Think about the fact that you have a warm bed, a roof, and the ability to breathe. This shifts your brain from a state of lack to a state of abundance. Next, add movement. You don't need a gym membership, but you do need to move your blood. Walk for 20 minutes, run, or dance in your kitchen. Movement breaks the physical stagnation of grief. When you change your physical state, your emotional state follows. Finally, set short-term goals that have nothing to do with your ex. Learn a new skill, join a local club, or finish a project you've been putting off. When you start checking off goals, you begin to see yourself as a winner again. This internal confidence is what eventually radiates outward. People are attracted to those who don't need them. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but the moment you truly stop needing them to be happy is the exact moment you become the most attractive version of yourself. They will sense that shift, even from a distance. The ego is sensitive to changes in power, and when you take your power back, they will almost always come knocking to see where it went. Return to your center, focus on your own light, and watch how the world and that person starts to view you differently. You are not a backup plan. You are the prize. Start acting like it today.